and posted on the township website, www.holmdeltownship.com. Please be advised that the agenda for tonight's meeting is also available for download on the township website. Members of the public wishing to provide comment at the designated times may do so over the Zoom platform by clicking the raise hand button or by dialing *9 if accessing this meeting by telephone. Public commenters are asked to provide their name and address prior to comment and shall be limited to 3 minutes. Public comments may not include disruptive conduct such as profanity. Public commenters are reminded that this meeting is being live streamed over the internet, will be archived in the township's YouTube and Facebook pages, and that recordings of the public meetings are public records subject to the Open Public Records Act. Mayor Bontempo?
Here.
Ms. Weber?
Here.
Mr. Critelli?
Here.
Mr. Lucarelli?
Here.
Mr. Santana?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Wendy. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everyone, please remain standing for a moment of silence to honor our troops both home and abroad who work tirelessly to protect us each and every day. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Holmdel Township Committee meeting, February 23rd. Before we kick off the meeting, we will open it up for any public comment on any agenda items, any items that are on this evening's agenda that public would like to comment on. Carrie?
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor.
Okay. None being seen, I'll close public portion for public comments. First item on the agenda is consent agenda, resolutions 2020-71 through 2020-80. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Critelli?
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes, with a note.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
Okay, so resolutions 2020-71 through 2020-80 have been successfully passed.
Next, you have an introduction ordinance, Wendy.
Oh, yes, I don't have it on my page. Sure,
Sure. The ordinance 2021-06. An
yes,
ordinance amending Chapter 13 Parks and Recreational Facilities, Section 13-3 Swim Center, Section 13-3.2 Fees and Changes of the Township of Holmdel.
Motion to adopt.
Go ahead.
Motion to adopt on first reading and publishing in Asbury Park Press and set public hearing for March 9, 2021. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Critelli?
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
Okay,
Next
ordinance 2021-05 will be posted, published in the paper and put on the next agenda for adoption.
Thank you, Wendy. Next, we have a hearing on ordinance.
It's 06.
I apologize. I didn't have it on this one.
It was a late one, so my
Yeah.
apologies.
Hearing on ordinance 2021-02, an ordinance prohibiting signs attached to utility poles in or near public rights of way.
Move that.
So do any comments from the TC before I open up to public?
No.
Wendy, can we open up, Carrie, open up to any public comment hearing on 2021-02?
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, Carrie. With that, I'll close public portion. I have a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
yes,
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
Okay, 2021-02 has been successfully passed and will be published in the Asbury Park Press. The next hearing is for ordinance 2021-03, which is an ordinance prohibiting intentional release of balloons.
Any comments from the Township Committee? None being seen. Carrie, open a public comment.
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, Carrie. I'll close public comment. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call. You're
Mr.
muted.
Vitale?
Wendy. You're muted.
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
yes,
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
So ordinance 2021-03 has been successfully adopted and will be published in the Asbury Park Press according to law. The next ordinance up for hearing is 2021-04, which is an ordinance approving amendments to volunteer emergency incentives ordinance.
Okay. Any comments from the Township Committee on this? Carrie, open public hearing for 2021-04, I'm sorry.
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor.
Close public comment. Do I have a motion?
move,
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
yes,
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-04 has been successfully adopted and will be published in the Asbury Park Press according to law. The next ordinance up for public hearing is 2021-05, which is an ordinance providing for live streaming of planning board and zoning board meetings.
Any comments from the TC? Carrie, open public comment, please.
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor.
Thank you. I'll close public comment. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
move, second,
Roll call.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mr. Lucarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Santana,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
yes,
Mayor Bontempo.
Yes.
Ordinance 2021-05 has been successfully adopted and will be published in the Asbury Park Press according to law.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome.
We'll do department updates. CFO, can I start with you this evening?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We do have some good news today. The proposed budget that the governor spoke about today does include 100% of our state aid. That's $1,985,000 to Holmdel, which is about 7.9% of our budget. So as long as that's passed, we'll be in 100% of our state aid. Also mentioned the budget, the state is making their full pension payment for proposed in this year's budget, the first time for quite a number of years.
And they plan, Bill, they plan to be, I was on the call this morning, they plan to be on time, right, with everything? There's no delaying with the budget with the state this year?
Well, that's up to, the Assembly and Senate when they pass it. I mean, the governor has proposed it, they still have to pass the budget. That's usually done, at the last minute, right at the end of June.
Okay.
But it's scheduled to be done. Hopefully it will get done.
Thank you. Administrator, any updates from you?
Couldn't hit unmute. I have nothing in particular. I'm happy to answer any questions that the Township Committee may have.
Any questions for Sharon? Our administrator. Thank you, administrator. Counselor, any updates from you?
Hi, good evening, Mayor and members of the committee. I don't have any update, but certainly available for any questions.
Well, good. Thank you, Counselor. We will roll right to boards and committee updates. Deputy Mayor, can I start with you this evening?
sure. Traffic and Bike Safety Committee didn't meet because we're awaiting further information and work from the county. The Human Relations Committee committee did meet and wanted me to share that two things. One, a point of clarification that no taxpayer dollars have been expended. The entire Human Relations Committee is volunteer. There have been no taxpayer dollars expended. Two, they will be revising their final report. The released report was simply a preliminary report. Online comment will be closing tomorrow, Wednesday, the 24th at 5 p.m. That's it.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
I got a question, Greg, for the deputy mayor. Just out of curiosity, what's the plan after the comment period ends, Kathy? Maybe you can help.
Yep, the committee will review all the comments and revise their report and prepare the final report.
Okay, will we get a chance to review those comments? Will you be releasing them to the TC? Not to the public, to the rest of us?
Yeah. Yes, but there are Oprah implications in terms of what we might release.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Kathy. I apologize. I didn't hear what you said.
Yes, but there may be Oprah implications. So most people are responding anonymously, and we want to allow people to do that.
That's
But
fine. I just want to be able
to share the substance of the comments. Yes.
Yeah,
With the
can you
township,
redact the names?
with the
and-
township committee, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I skipped over our engineer. I apologize. Ben, do you have any updates for us this evening?
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to allow him to talk. We didn't promote him, so I
Can you
think.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
No specific updates, but
He's rejoining as a panelist. Technology, bear with us for a moment, please.
It's all good.
There he is. Okay.
okay, I'm here. No specific update, Mayor, but if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you. Thank you for jumping on.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I'll go back to TC. Committeeman Critelli, any updates from you this evening?
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeeman Lucarelli?
Thank you. The only thing I had to report is I just wanted to make a statement for our Public Works Department and Victor Stevens. I think they did a great job. We've had a pretty rough winter so far. The last couple of weeks, there's been quite a bit of snow, more than we've had in a long time, and I think all the DPW workers did a great job keeping our roads clear and safe, and working. I know a lot of long hours with the first big storm we had there, and I want to commend Victor on also keeping up on his salt reserves. I know he had to make an emergency purchase to keep the supplies levels safe and for the town. So I just wanted to commend him on that and tell what a good job they're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Committeeman, for acknowledging them. That they've had their hands full these past couple of weeks, and they've really done a great job. I know they sometimes these guys work around the clock and work long hours and long days to keep the streets as clean as possible. So thank you for acknowledging them.
Greg, just one other thing on that, and thank you, DJ and Greg, for commending our Public Works Department. They deserve it. But given the winter that we've had, I expect our roads are taking a beating. So, Sharon, we're going to have to really be on our game at reevaluating the roads and having our list for paving for this year and next, because it's the weather has taken a toll on everyone and everything, I think.
100%. And what I will say, if I may, to piggyback on that, we do each spring, this is why we don't set our road paving list in stone early, because various winters and depending on what happens, it can affect the roads. We also depend on all of our residents. So if you notice that there's a road that you think we should look at and evaluate, please email us. It's, I just want to confirm, it's roads with an S, ROADS @holmdeltownship.com. ROADS @holmdeltownship.com. If there's a road that you're noticing that you think is in bad shape, by all means, shoot us an email and we will evaluate it, hopefully soon when the weather breaks.
Thank you. Commissioner Santana?
I don't have any updates, Mayor, but I'd like to commend our Public Works crew. They did a fabulous job. I think they were on it. We've had the most snow in the last 2-3 years, so they were clearly doing a great job clearing all the roads. Kudos to them. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just have a couple updates. We continue to hand out the PPE bags to our senior community. The PPE bags consist of the KN95 masks, hand sanitizer, and face shields, which was a Eagle Scout project by one of our Holmdel residents who worked on this project, and we have been using them and providing them to the seniors. And as a matter of course, you say how many? I know we are well over 500 have been given out thus far. So the team, the administration had really done a great job by keeping them, building the bags, keeping the supply replenished. So hats off to them. They really, for that many people to come out and still coming out, it's really being well received. So thank you, staff, for everything you're doing with that. I also like to acknowledge the CERT team. They've done an amazing job. I mean, we pulled together them to help get our elderly and people who have incapable of getting themselves registered for the vaccine. They go to individuals' homes and they register people. They capture their signature, and really can't thank them enough. And we actually looking through the leadership to see if there are more people in town that want to volunteer, because as I have gone to town, people have actually come up and stopped me and said, hey, I think, I like the project you're doing, trying to help people that really need help at this time to get vaccinated. And I'd like to volunteer. So we put a process in place. So for people who are residents that would like to become a CERT team member, we send out the communication. There's information on our website. You can log on there, and someone from the CERT team, led by Chuck Hancock, who does an amazing job with the CERT team. He's been done an amazing job leading the CERT team, and I know he himself has personally done a lot of seniors registrations at their homes, and the work's being done because Sharon, myself, Brian are flooded with emails from people, one, requesting assistance, and then two, as they get in process and get each of the steps completed, they're very thankful for the work that Sharon and her staff are doing at Town Hall. So this is something that really truly is making a positive impact on people's lives. And we hear from children who's got parents who live in Holmdel. They grew up in Holmdel. They went to high school in Holmdel. They may not live here right now, but their parents don't want to leave Holmdel, and they they're struggling with the process. And I voiced on the governor's call that our seniors are struggling and they needed help, and the program has been very well received by them. But I really want to thank the CERT team, because they are really the backbone that's making this happen. Without them, the program would not be successful. So I really want to thank them, acknowledge all their effort and hard work, and I appreciate everything they're doing, because I know the people that they're helping truly appreciate the work that they're doing. That's it. And anybody have anything before I open the public?
I have one more. I always have one more because I think it's something else. So in terms of volunteers, I just want to add on behalf of the Holmdel Township Police Department that volunteer advocates are needed for our Holmdel Domestic Violence Response Team. This is a critical need, and people that feel they may have the skills or the interest in doing so, will be trained, and we could really use more volunteers for that effort. Just reach out directly to the police department if you have any interest. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Deputy Mayor. There's always one more that slips through the cracks. It happens. Thank you. Anything else? If not, we will open up to public comment. Kerry, any public comment?
The first public comment is Jay Yanello.
Good evening, Jay Yanello, 18 Ladwood Drive. I just want to review a few things and then compliment someone. When the whole situation happened regarding race relations in town, I spoke out and said, I don't believe we're an inherently racist town. That's not to mean there couldn't be racism. That's not to mean there couldn't be some underlying racism. But as I pointed out, we have a well-known, well-liked Black principal, a well-liked CEO, effectively biracial Black in Miss Roundtree. I grew up, as I said in these early calls, in North Jersey, in a 100% Italian family with no Black friends. My daughters live here, and some of their best, closest acquaintances are Black people, and we love them. And so I don't believe we're an inherently racist town. At the same time, when people were dialing into these calls, I didn't like how we were being called racist, how, foul language was being thrown out, and there were demands that we have to do this, we have to do that. I didn't like that either. And I let my voice be told, and I got some pushback online. Now, this human relations plan has come out. There's some very good people on the committee. And I read it with an open mind. I don't agree with all of it. I think it's reasonable. It's a good starting point. I think it's okay. But what I don't like is what I've seen in print, some of the people I know, about Miss Weber. Miss Weber is an extremely hardworking person for this town. She's a great addition to the township committee. And I think everyone needs to sit back, look at what you're writing about her, look at what she's trying to achieve here, and take another look at what you're saying and at yourselves. Again, I don't agree with everything in that report. I sure as heck don't agree about everything Miss Weber and I have talked about over the years. We have our disagreements, but the way she's been treated during this process is disgusting. And I think many of you people who have been saying bad things about her should be embarrassed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Kerry?
There are no other hands up at this time, Mayor. Oh, I'm sorry. The next public comment is Gail Rubin.
Okay, Gail Rubin, 26 Miller Avenue, Holmdel, New Jersey. I just see that we have a township engineer, and his name is Bennett Matlock, and I'd like to say hello. And anything you could do for my neighborhood on Miller Avenue and Orchard Avenue would be appreciated. And I guess you know the situation because it's been discussed. I am looking to protect my neighborhood because a Holiday Inn is probably will be built 4 stories high. And I want to make sure the neighborhood's protected from any flood situation. I would like it not to be built, but I'm just saying thank you for any help you could do. So that's it.
Mayor, if I could respond.
Yes, Council, yes.
Okay, just on behalf of the township and in response to the comment, as the township attorney, I can tell you that we are looking at the requests from Hazlitt and its applicant that require township approval, and that they're going through the appropriate process and due diligence review by township professionals, and that we are looking at that aspect of things and we are aware of the project and have recently obtained records relating to it, so that we have all the information available for our professionals to review it. So to answer the public commenter's question, there are reviews that are ongoing at this point in time.
Thank you, Counselor. Carrie?
And there are no other hands up at this time, Mayor.
Okay. None being seen, I will close public comment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Have a
Enjoy
good
the
night,
warm weather.
everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.